Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is Friday at 12:17 p.m. and I just went and got my hair cut. What do we think? It was fun hanging out with my hairstylist and have a little talk, have a little conversation about stuff. We were talking about men's hair care products today. And which ones I like and all of that, so that was fun. And now I'm vlogging. I went to bed really early last night. I was working on stuff kind of late last night. Alex got home about 8:30 and he was having some leftover pizza that he had got from Kroger for lunch. And these roundabouts, my lord. And then he went upstairs and like was looking at TikToks and stuff while I was finishing some stuff up. And then I was so hungry last night. And by that point, it was like almost, it was like 9:15 and I knew that there was like nothing open except for the grocery store. I kind of was craving pasta last night, but I went and I got Taco Bell instead because, well, why not? I know, it's totally unhealthy, but, and then I sat there and I watched an episode of the Work the World tour on World of Wonder app. They have this documentary. It's not like really a well, I guess it is a documentary. It's 2 seasons of the Work the World tour, which is like 6 or 8 of the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race each season. And then it kind of goes behind the scenes and just shows them on this tour around the world. And so last night I was watching, which one did I watch last night? Well, I finished up Violet Chachki, and then I was watching Kimchi. It's kind of inspiring to watch it, honestly. They're so like passionate and excited about what they do. And so it's kind of fun to watch and hear the things that they have to say. So, yeah. I watched that, and I ate my Taco Bell, and then I went upstairs, and I was gonna get up, I was gonna lay down for like an hour and get up and vlog. And then I was laying there with the dogs, and I was just like, no, I think I'm just gonna sleep through the night and vlog tomorrow. Because I knew I was getting up early today to get my hair cut. Look at that house that they redid. It's so like, I'm loving this, like, I don't know if you can see this here or not, but this like modern farm look that people are doing. It's kind of like a take on like, I don't know if this will even make sense what I'm about to say, but almost kind of like an Amish farm is what it kind of looks like a modern Amish farmhouse. It's like a mix between very modern contemporary and like Amish farmhouse. I don't know anything about architecture, so I don't know what I'm saying, but do you guys know what I'm talking about? I love that look. Yeah, so I went to bed last night. I was in bed by like 11:30 or 12, and I got a really good night's sleep. I feel extremely rested. It's a little bit warmer today, or I guess it's about the same as it was yesterday. It's 55. And it's cloudy outside. And I'm gonna vlog for an hour, and then I'm gonna do a review of this drink from Wendy's, if they have it, this new lemonade that supposedly came out at Wendy's, this mango lemonade or something. And then I have a recovery commitment this afternoon at 2 o'clock, but it's very short, so I should be done by 3-ish. And then I'm gonna make some videos, and that's my day. What did I do yesterday? I actually filmed quite a few videos yesterday. Well, I have videos up on all of my channels except for my, oh, I know what happened. I had videos up on all of my channels yesterday. I filmed videos for all of my channels yesterday except for my BookTube channel, which I've been meaning, I have like 3 or 4 videos I've been wanting to make over there. I've been wanting to make the announcement of the May book for the True Crime Book Club. And then also I wanted to do an Audible haul. And I want to show these graphic novels so that I can move them out of the kitchen. And I wanted to find a tag video and do a tag video because I haven't done one in a long time. I love tag videos. They're so much fun to do on BookTube. So I don't know, maybe the next couple days I'll do those. But last night I was trying to upload this video, this drama video, and it was like taking forever. That's why I like stayed up later. Well, I didn't stay up late, but that's why I didn't go upstairs till later, because I was waiting for it to like finish processing so that I could post it. And it just was taking forever, and it just was like stuck. And I was gonna re-upload it, and then I was like, no. And I really wanted to post it last night, so and then finally I just was like, whatever, I'll post it tomorrow. And as soon as I was kind of like, this is truly the art of surrender. As soon as I was like, whatever, I'll just post it tomorrow, it was like ready to go. But by that point, it was like right at 11. So I was like, well, I'll just post it tomorrow, and then if I make 2 videos tomorrow, I make 2 videos tomorrow. So I'm gonna go post that video after my recovery commitment today, because I have to post it from home, and I don't think I'll have a time to go home, or have the time to go home between now and then. Yesterday was my sponsor's birthday, and she was doing a bunch of family stuff yesterday with her daughter, and she had a great birthday. And then, what else? Oh, yesterday first of all, we had like, we got sent a new modem in the mail. We didn't even ask for one, but, so Alex hooked it all up, but then I had to return the old one, and that took quite a bit of time. And, it was so funny because there was this woman standing next to me, and they have you like all boxed in these like plastic boxes, you know, because like for safety measures and stuff, which is nice. But I was standing there, and the 2 guys that were helping us kept on like, they'd say, I'll be right back, and then they would like walk away. I mean, really all I needed to do was drop it off, and I don't know what was taking so long, but it's whatever. It wasn't like I had such exciting things to do anyway. But finally, she just kind of looked at me, and I said to her, I go, this place is about as fast as my internet service. She got laughing so hard, she thought that was so funny. But anyway, because my internet service is not fast. But anyway, and then I returned the stove top burners because I had ordered some online at Amazon because I got the wrong kind the first time. So, because we have a Gen Air range. Do people call them ranges anymore? But we have a Gen Air range, and so I didn't originally look to see. I thought any kind would fit. I don't know why, but I just, you know, I always think that I have it figured out when I don't. But anyway, so they didn't fit, so I ordered new ones, which fit perfectly, because I did my research this time. And I also got the drip pans. They didn't come yet. So, but the new ones fit perfectly. And actually, before, the ones that I purchased, and each individual one, the 6-inch ones were 26 something, and the 8-inch ones were 29 something. That was for each, okay? I got 4 total. I got 2 6-inch and 2 8-inch for $31 off of Amazon, and they came in a day, and they're perfectly fine, and they're probably nicer looking than the other ones, and they fit perfectly and everything. So, and they work. So that was nice. And then what else? So I returned those to Home Depot, and then a bunch of people had suggested maybe I like ask at Home Depot about landscaping. So I went to their pro desk and I waited there for a second, and nobody ever showed up. So I think I'm actually gonna go to this landscaping place right by our house, and kind of close to our house, and I'm gonna ask them if they know of any landscapers in the area that are not super expensive, but can do like a smaller job like that. I'm gonna go in there today and see if I can find that information out. Yeah. Oops. I was actually wanting to go get some new candles at Bath & Body Works because I'm almost out of candles, but I don't know that I want to drive to Bath & Body Works right now. A, and B, I don't know that I want to spend the money. Well, I got nothing else to do for an hour and a half. I might as well run out there real quick while I'm vlogging. And then there's probably a Wendy's out there, so I can do the Wendy's review on my way back. So yeah, we'll do that. That'll be nice. On it. Drive out there. I have like an hour and 20 minutes, hour and 30 minutes left of the true crime book, which is called Last Call by Elon Green. It's really fantastic. It doesn't really read like a true crime book. It's interesting. It reads very much, well, it does read like a true crime book because it talks individually about the murders, but it really just talks about the victim. It doesn't talk about, I mean, I'm not to a point yet where they're even like, I mean, they're talking, the ongoing investigation is in the background, but really they talk more about like the story and the family history of the victim. But the subplot to all of that is the AIDS crisis in New York City combined with the anti-LGBTQIA+ violence in New York City and on the East Coast, Pennsylvania, and things like, or Philadelphia, New York, and the Anti-Violence Project in New York City. It's very, very interesting. I love watching movies about like that era, that like 10 to 15 year era, I would say between like 1975, well, let's say 20 year era, like 1975 to like 1995. I love reading or watching documentaries or movies about that era from the point of view of like gay men and like New York City or wherever, because that was my experience. You know, that's my coming out time. And this book takes place like 1991 to 1993, I think, which is when I would have been going out to gay bars drinking. And I had several friends of mine that moved to New York City at that time. And so to think that this was going on is very scary, and, well, the murders. But on top of that, to talk about the violence, you know, and I think, you know, today, like, we live in a world where most TV shows have a gay character, and, you know, it's no big deal for, in a movie, you know, there to be gay characters, and, you know, we have RuPaul's Drag Race is, like, taking over the world, and, which the finale is tonight, by the way. Team Simone right here. Team Simone, all the way. And I think I'll actually be pretty upset if she doesn't win. But whatever. And, you know, there's Pride Day celebrations everywhere, and on and on and on. And so I think all of that's fantastic, and I think that we, you know, like, have come so far. I still think that we have so much farther to go. I mean, it's still like we have this discussion about, like, I mean, there's so many issues that people, like, still want to talk about, you know, and fight over when it comes to LGBTQIA+ rights. But I think, like, we've really, sometimes I think we forget how far we've come in 30 years, and, you know, and in 60 years, you know, since Stonewall riots and things like that. And, well, I guess it's not been 60 years, but what? 52 years since the Stonewall riots, something like that. When, this book is talking about, like, people walking down the streets and having, like, being assaulted physically with, like, glass bottles, and, you know, people coming up and just beating the crap out of them. And this is, like, in the late 80s, and nobody's doing, like, the police wouldn't have done anything about it, like, you know. And he shares this one story in there about this guy that, like, was followed home every night by these guys And so he calls the police department. He goes to the police department. He files complaints. The police don't do anything. They don't do anything. They don't do anything. And he finally buys a gun. And he has nowhere to go. And they're like trying to get into his apartment complex. This is in the 80s, you guys. The late 80s, okay? And he has nowhere to go. And so he's scared for his life that they're going to come in there and just beat the crap out of him, you know? And, so he starts shooting out at these group of these guys, or his gun goes off accidentally or something. I don't remember how it happens in the book, but one of the guys dies. And he ends up not getting charged with anything because when they look, they see that he has filed all of these complaints and asked for help from the police, and they did nothing, right? And so then he goes and he talks about it, and when he's like sharing about this LGBT violence and asking them to do something about it, he's like, he talks about how he went to the guy's gravesite later and put his hand, over the grave and said, "I'm sorry that you decided to kill me." And you think about that, it's like, or that you decided to take my life or something, he says. And I was thinking about it, and I was like, God, it's so weird, and it's like, but I had a friend of mine who, I shared this story on here not too long ago. Okay, so if I came out in 90, and this happened the year before, maybe the year after I got sober, the year before I got sober, the year after I got sober, so it would have been 93 to 95, somewhere in there. My friend who, and I remember at the time there was a lot of discussion about hate crimes. And he was gay and he was black. And he was talking to these gay guys, or to these guys in this gay bar, And they were all buying each other drinks and whatever. At the end of the night, he's not thinking much about it. And they're like, "Where do you live?" He had a boyfriend at the time. And they're like, "Where do you live?" And he was like, he told them, on the north side. And so he said, they said, "Would you be willing to give us a ride?" And he was like, "Yeah, no problem." They were like, "Oh, we live here. Do you mind giving us a ride?" And he's like in a gay bar. He feels safe with his own community. Okay, two guys that he met, and they take him home, like, as, he's taking them home to their house. They tell him to pull over on the side of the street and get out of the car, and they put a gun to his head and ask him if he's afraid they're calling him horrible names and ask him if he's afraid to die, and then they shoot him in the head and they leave him for dead and they take his car. It's like, and then I had another friend of mine who was a lesbian that she was beat to pulp, and the police, like, she crawled around the corner, I think, or something, and like, I just talked about this on here not too long ago too, and the police didn't really do much about it. No, it's so sad, I will say this. Back in the day, the big gay clubs in Indianapolis always had a police officer that would be parked out in front. And typically, those police officers were, they were either gay or they were gay, like, friendly, like they were gay alliances. So that always, to some degree made you feel like, well, okay, we're kind of safe. But then stuff would happen right there, and so how safe are you really, I guess? I don't know. It was terrifying back then, Any kind of violence I don't like. It scares me. I don't like guns. I don't like to see guns. I don't like, and this is just me, you do you, but I don't like them. They scare me. I don't like violence at all. It's, I remember actually back in the day with Selective Service, like, you had to, and fill out the Selective Service card when you turn 18, and that, like, scared the hell out of me. I was like, I can remember, like, my mom who was such a pacifist, you know, talking about like, well, if they would, you know, what's the word? Why can't I think? I've been like having a hard time pulling words lately. What's the word I'm looking for? Not enlist, but like if they would, you know, what's it called? Why can't I think of the word when they like say that you have to go to war? But I was like terrified of even like training, let alone shooting a gun, you know, like that scared the hell out of me. The draft, that's what I'm looking for, the word. But there's another word I'm looking for too. I don't know, I was just scared of all of that, you know, I've always been scared of that. My grandfather was in World War II, and he had like these German Lugers and stuff, you know, and I can remember like, I don't know, I just was always scared of it as a kid. I just don't like, I always, I guess, appreciated the power of like a gun. Like I always just, I don't know, they scared me. I just don't, I don't know. How do we get on this conversation? Indiana is so interesting where you just drive for miles and there's just like, just country and farmland. This is all like farmland here to my right. Makes you wonder like who owns all this farmland. You can see that it's farmed because you can see where it's like been tilled and then like it's starting to slowly grow. I'm wondering if this is cornfields. Probably corn or soy. But it's like who owns all this land? Now this is not farmland and neither is this. This is probably going to be housing additions. Because of course what we need is more housing additions, right? Do you ever wonder what will happen in the day that we run out of like land to build a housing addition on or a strip mall? But what are we going to do? We don't have any more anywhere to build houses. Well, we'll have to just build them up. It's like that movie, when you see a lot of scientific, or movies from outer space, it's like, you know, they start building up or whatever, and it's like, what was I watching? I started watching it again not too long. Oh, Ready Player One. Man, that movie is nothing compared to the book. I mean, the movie is okay. Like, if you haven't read the book, the movie's pretty good, but that book was just like unbelievable. I mean, that was one of the fastest paced books I've ever read in my entire life. It was so good. I keep on thinking I have like 2.5 weeks left to read books for this month and not realizing that the month ends next week. I can't believe that April is going so fast. It's crazy to me. I forgot my coffee cup today, so I'm drinking out of this. And I really wanted drink with the 2 honeys and the 2 chais, but I don't know how to order it, so I didn't want to get the wrong thing. The guy that was there this morning, because I went earlier, so it's not my regular crew of baristas that's there in the afternoon that I know so well. This guy's really nice, so I've seen him a couple times, but he had a tattoo that said mind over matter. It said mind, and then it had a line, and then matter, and I said, oh, I really like your tattoo. It was really cool. And he was like, thanks. He was like, it's a song from something Giants, Band of Giants or something. And so he was like, I really like the song, so I wanted to like commemorate it by getting this tattoo. And I was like, oh. I was like, I need to listen to that song. Nails Lounge. Okay, number 1, I need a pedicure. Number 2, I want to buy some nail polish. I'm thinking about getting some light blue. I think I'm going to start doing like 1 nail or a couple nails or all my nails. I don't know, but I'm starting to think about doing some nail polish. I might just go into Ulta though and get it because it'll be cheaper there and I'll have better options. And but I'm thinking about doing like a light blue, not all the time, but you know, just sometimes. And then I got Alex the Black Chanel nail polish, so I can use that whenever I want. When I was in high school and I was in early college, I was so weird about like like clipping my nails, filing. I mean, I filed my nails, they were like perfection. And then I always had like clear gloss on them. And it was, do they make a matte clear gloss? I feel like it wasn't super shiny. It was like a matte gloss. I don't know why I feel like I remember that. If that even makes sense, a clear matte gloss. Does that even make sense? There's this guy over here, and he's like probably my age, super attractive guy driving this like charcoal gray and has like red something on the wheels, Porsche Carrera. I'm like, that could be me. I could be driving. That's one of my dream cars. I don't know what color I would get though. I really like that gray actually. Chewy's Mexican food, that's one of my favorite restaurants. I love all the dips that they have there. The last time that I went, I wasn't as impressed with it as I usually am. Do you guys have a Chewy's? I mean, it's a chain restaurant, but I think I also like it because they have this corn like succotash there, or corn like side, that like a lot of Mexican restaurants don't have and I love. But the last time I was there, they didn't have it. You know what I just remembered? I ordered a new pair of these plastic Birkenstocks, and they're red and they have like this black paint splatter on them. And I don't remember where I ordered them, but I wonder when they're gonna come. I'm really excited about those. The reason I was thinking of that was because at Journeys, they have the plastic Birkenstocks. They have them in several different colors. Okay, Bath and Body Works, there's no parking, so I'm gonna have to turn around and go down here. These are the stores. Claire's, D-Res, VR, I have no idea what that is. Virtual reality. Comfort Option. Pies and Pints, You Paint, Pottery Studio, Stone Creek. My dad likes that restaurant. Alex actually goes there with one of his friends quite a bit too. Well, that was his friend that moved to Miami, so they don't go as much unless she's in town, then they'll meet up there. Oh my God, turn all the way around. Look at this movie theater. This is so sad. It's like this movie theater, no posters on the wall. On the thing, this IMAX movie theater, there's no posters out here. What does it say? Well, they have these blue signs on the door. What does it say? Closed temporarily. You think movie theaters will ever open again? I don't really understand why movie theaters haven't reopened. I mean, it doesn't make any sense to me. It's like, you could have the guards up when you order your food, get your food, and then you could like have the seats X'd out and get them on. Most of the seats you have to get the tickets online anyway. I don't know why it's like, or you could just have the seats marked off so you could only sit every other seat, you know, and then you had to come in groups of 2s or 3s or something like that. I don't understand why movie theaters aren't open again. Or is it all of that like in that area? You can't have that many people in an area. But a restaurant would be similar to that, wouldn't it? I'm confused, I guess. It's weird to think that movie theaters foreseeably never open again. Okay, please be a place. A parking space. Oh my gosh. There was a parking space and now it's gone. I'm gonna have to park down here and walk back. Okay, I'm gonna park right in front of Journeys. Down to Bath and Body Works. Ooh, they have all kinds of colorful Crocs. Fashion statement of the century. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna go now into Bath and Body Works. Where's my mask? Wear this black mask. All right, you guys, I will be back in 2 and 2. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? You're like, we didn't even know that you were gone because it's been 2 seconds. Went to Bath and Body Works. Is that what that place is called? Yeah, Bath and Body Works. And I bought a bunch of candles and stuff. So you'll have to go, I'm gonna put it on my Peter Does Stuff channel. Oh, you know what I should have done? I should have taken video while I was in there. Well, there were a lot of people. Well, there weren't a lot of people because they only allow so many people into the store. There were like 5 or 6 people working in there actually. And I bought some new candles, and then I went around and I smelled the old candles, and yeah. And now I'm gonna go and try to get this Wendy's review done before I have to be at my recovery commitment thing, so. You know what I also ordered last night, which I was very excited about. Alex and I, this is so stupid. We get like, okay, so we have had on our door, true story, until this weekend. Alex, when did he put the chairs up? Last week? Earlier in the week, Monday. Until Monday, we had the doormat out that said Merry Christmas on it. It was just very subdued. It's like, you know, that kind of beige colored doormat that like a lot of people have in their door, you know, from their door, and then it just said in red letters Merry Christmas, and it had this like, you know, rectangle in red around it. Very subdued, very nice. I think I got it at the Meijer. Anyway, we had that in front of our door to have, because we needed some doormat, right? And so I was telling him like what I wanted to do at the front porch, and he was like, oh, I think that will look real nice, and we're gonna have like these plants out there, and you know, the chairs are blue and like that like dark teak wood looking wicker. And so I said, I just really want the front porch to look really nice, you know, on and on and on. So he was like, okay. So I was like, I want to get some kind of cool doormat for the door. I mean, we've had the Christmas one up now almost, well, past 4 months past Christmas, and we've become so concerned about what this new doormat is going to look like, right? That we're literally online looking up doormats, sending them to each other. And then the conversations like this, like I'll be like, oh, I don't really like this one, or he'll send me one, like he sent me one that's like the Greek evil eye, or not evil eye, but it's like, you know, the eye that's supposed to get rid of all of like the evil or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't really care for that design. And he was like, you don't like the evil eye thing? And I was like, because we have this thing that a friend of ours that's from Greece actually gave us, and it's like when he went there to visit, and it's like hanging like in front of our house. And I said, no, I said, I like it, I don't mind it, but I don't want it as a doormat, you know what I mean? And he was like, no, I don't really know what you mean, but whatever. And so I was like sending him pictures of stuff that I liked, and he was like, yeah, I don't really like that one either. So finally I was like, what if we just, because we have this picture that somebody they like had made for us at our wedding, and it says like our names on it, and then it says like established 2011, which was the year that we got married. And I said, what if we got a doormat that just said like both of our last names on it, and then it had like established like in 2008, which is the year that we got together. And he was like, oh, I think that would be great. So I said it'll just be like real plain. So I got online last night and I started looking at some, it's hot in here. I started looking at some different websites where you can design your own doormat. But I wanted it to be like a nicer, thicker doormat, you know, nice and just, you know, whatever. Kind of very like Williams Sonoma, Pottery Barn looking, if that makes sense. So I found one. It wasn't super cheap, but it wasn't expensive either. I mean, it was expensive for a doormat, but it'll last us. Like, we can use it all year round, and then at Christmas, take it inside and, you know, put it back out there. We actually, before the Christmas one, we had this one that said Bienvenidos, which is welcome in Spanish. And I don't know where we got that. I can't remember where we bought that one. We saw it at some store and got it. But anyway, but it had kind of fallen apart by Christmas. So this one we can keep, you know, like year round. It was like $100, you guys, it was marked down so much. It was like $160 or $170, and it was marked down to like $54. And it's like this long and like this thick. So I'm excited about it. And it says Monn Paredes, and then it says established, or EST 2008 on it, and then it has this kind of design around it. I think it'll look really nice on our door. I wish it was warmer outside. I could sit out there and read tonight. And then I have this little lantern out there that I usually put like a real candle in, but I think I'm actually gonna get a fake candle and then also put some twinkle lights in it. And it's like this lantern. I can't remember where I got it. I either got it at Target or I got it at IKEA. I told Alex that. Like, I think I'm gonna put like, you know, one of those like fake candles, like battery operated, and then I'm gonna have like twinkle lights inside, like the light with it. So that'll look cool. Yeah, and then we've got to do the back of the porch as well. Oh, I finally did get the estimate from... It's expensive. It's not as cheap as I thought it was going to be. I mean, it's not super expensive. It's doable. But I'm going to have them come out, and I actually need to call and schedule that for them to come out and power wash and seal it and paint it. And stuff. It's like this. They do the whole thing. It'll be very nice when it's done. So... get that done, and then I'm going to go to the nursery at some point today and see if the plant, you know, place, and see if they can give me some recommendations of people that like work in, like landscapers that work in the area. They sell like huge mulch, so I'm sure that they probably have suggestions of people, you know. We'll find out. I hope they do. They're real friendly in there. One of the things that they sell in there, I've actually meant to do this forever, is they sell all these like old time sodas in there. And different flavored sodas. I don't know why, you know, like in a plant place they would do that. But they have like all these really, really cool sodas. And so I've thought about going in there and buying different kind of sodas and reviewing them on my channel, but I haven't done it yet on my review channel. I guess I could do that today instead of the Wendy's, but... oh well. It's so weird that it's 1:16 and it feels like super late. Like I have been, feels like I've been, well, I mean, I've been up since early this morning. Yes, Peter, that's what happens. Now all I can smell is candles. Yes, Peter, that's what happens when you get up early and get a good night's sleep and you live a life like everybody else. So I'm going to finish the true crime book today, and then I don't know which book I'm going to start next. I may start the Becky Albertalli book. If I don't start that one, I'll probably start, well, I need to read Central Park because it's the April book. I have not read as much in April as I usually do. I think I've read like 6 books. And I was doing really well for a while. I have 5 more books. I'm at 35 right now, so this will be 36. And if I read, well, I don't know how I'm going to read 4 books in a week. I mean, it's doable for me, but if I read 4 books in a week, then I'll have read 40 books, which is 10 books a month so far. I was at like 16, 17 books for January, February, so I've slowed down a little bit. Got to keep it up to meet that goal. I just don't want it to get to the point where it's like the end of the year again and I'm like trying to get all these books read so that I can meet my goal. I want to like, towards the end of the year, I want to read some longer books that I've been like kind of putting off. Have you guys ever read A Court of Mist and Fury? Like, I have had that book recommended to me by so many people. It's like a world-building New Age series. That's been on my like TBR to read forever. Also, the Pierce Brown books. I've heard those are so good, and I have them, but they're like 18 hours long. I have the first one. It's called Red Rising, I think. Yeah, and it's like 18 hours long or something. It's not like, look, it doesn't look like it's gonna rain today. It just looks cloudy and not pretty. Yeah, I feel like all I can smell is candles. She was teaching me, she was like, she smelled the lid, and I said, am I supposed to be smelling the lid? Am I doing it wrong? And she's like, no, you can smell the candle. She was like, but sometimes the lid is just stronger. You smell the lid? I was like, oh. They were having a sale in there today. This bright orange Jeep Wrangler next to me. So bright, pretty. I always think that like I would like to have like a really bright car like that. But then when I go look at cars, I always look at like black or gray cars. I never think about getting like a really bright colored car like that. I think it's fun. It just doesn't look like something that I would drive. There's a pickup truck in front of me. I actually went through a period where I really, really wanted a pickup truck. And I went and test drove some. It was when I was getting a new car. I think it was actually when I got I drove a Ford Explorer for a while. It was huge. It was like the extended ones. It was so beautiful. It was like pearl white colored. Had a little DVD player in it and everything. I thought it was so fancy. I'd say to my friends on the way downtown, I'd be like, if we were going out, I'd be like, do you want to watch a movie? But anyway, it was fun for road trips and stuff though. But I loved that car so much. I think it was when I got that. But I test drove like some pickup trucks. I test drove a Chevy Avalanche, I remember, because I really wanted one of those. It was so big, you guys. I was like, well, first of all, the area that you sit in and like the car part is not that big. But then like it just feels like you're driving like this ginormous truck, because you are, right? And I'm like, it's not like I'm gonna be like, I just think that pickup trucks are hot. But you see a lot of them in Indiana. You see a lot of very handsome, good-looking men driving pickup trucks in Indiana. But I was like, I don't need a pickup truck because I don't haul stuff places, you know? It's not like I'm moving stuff or hauling mulch, you know, or, you know, taking this there, moving, helping somebody move or whatever. I mean, I don't have a need for a pickup truck. So I was like, this is so silly. Why am I even thinking about getting a pickup truck? And they're expensive too. They're super, like the nice ones are super expensive. I'll tell you what I do not like, and if you have one of these, no offense, but it's just not my thing, is I don't like the Jeep Wrangler trucks, pickup truck looking things that they have out now. I'm starting to see a lot of those around and I don't like those. I like the Jeep Wranglers. Obviously, I was almost going to get one. My husband drives one, but I don't like the pickup truck looking things. I also don't like Hummers. I used to want a Suburban. You want to talk about cars you did not need. I used to want a big Suburban. Why I need a big Suburban, you might ask? Who knows? No reason. I don't. I had a friend of mine that drove one and I thought it was hot, so I wanted one because she looked so cool. And she always wore these big black sunglasses and she'd drive around the Suburban that was black and tinted windows and stuff. I was like, I need this car. And then I thought I wanted a Cadillac Escalade for a long time. I think Cadillacs are beautiful inside though. My aunt drove a Cadillac, like coupe, you know, like little 2-door, 4-door, or whatever. I can't remember. I think it was 4-door. It was beautiful. Cadillacs are beautiful inside. And then, but I don't see myself necessarily driving a Cadillac. And then, but I didn't like, I'm like, did you or did you not? Like, I can't remember, like, the Cadillac Escalade pickup trucks. I think I thought they were kind of corny. My favorite car that I've ever driven, actually, was a Nissan Xterra. I loved that car. And they don't make them anymore, because before I got this, I really kind of wanted an Xterra, and Alex was like, well, because he had a friend of his when we started dating that he drove an Xterra. That was long after I had driven one. I drove one a long time ago. My Xterra, actually was what I drove when I had my seizure, and I flipped it, and I think I totaled the car. I didn't have a scratch on me, and I had my seatbelt on, and I was completely fine flipping this car. And it was, I don't remember it because that was when I had the seizure. But I loved that car. I had driven it for like, I don't know how long I had driven it at that point. Actually, no, that's not true. That was when, no. Yeah, I was driving the Xterra when that happened. Wasn't I? I'm like trying to think of my cars. I've driven Nissan Xterra, Nissan Pathfinder. Nissan Pathfinder was what I was driving when I got sober. A Jeep Cherokee again. Ford Escape, Ford Explorer. That Ford Escape that I drove for a long time, I loved that car. It was like perfect size for me and everything. I remember one of the reasons why I got it was because I had rented a car. I think we drove to Florida and I rented a Ford Escape, and it had Sirius radio and one of those auxiliary cord things in there so you could like listen to audiobooks. And that was why I got it. Because I mean, that wasn't like the main reason, but that was one of the reasons why I was really excited about it. I was like, I want a car that has Sirius. I mean, and like every car is like, you know, outfit for like Sirius radio and an auxiliary card. But I was like, oh my God, I really, really want it. Isn't that so corny? Isn't that so funny? There's a bumper sticker that says birds aren't real. I don't even understand what that means. Is it a joke? It has something written underneath it real small, but I can't see what it says. Is that like from something? I don't know what that means. Birds, of course birds are real. Am I so stupid that I don't know what that's about? Do you ever just feel real stupid about stuff? I feel so stupid. I'm like, is that like a real thing? Like birds aren't real? Like, okay, what does it say underneath it? I can't see. Birds aren't real. And there's like something, and then there's like the Twitter sign. Instagram, something, and then the Twitter sign. Birds aren't real. She's got like other very serious bumper stickers on here. I feel like it means something really serious, and I'm not aware of what that is. I feel like I should look it up. Do you guys read bumper stickers? I do. I'm always very intrigued by the bumper stickers that people choose to put on the back of their cars. I'm actually gonna pull in here and look it up because I want to see what it means. I love the sound of a turn signal, don't you? You hear all my candles back there? Okay. Birds aren't real. Okay. Twitter. Birds aren't real. Oh my God, there is one. What is this? Don't be mistaken, they used to be until 2001 when the last real bird died, allowing the US government to replace the entire species with drone replicas. What is this? A movement. There's t-shirts that you can buy and signs and hashtag Poultrygate. What is this? Do they have an about section that you can read about? Hold on. About the movement. Disturbing content. Okay, Area 51, they talk, this is like this long history. They're really like talking about, like they're really believing that this is like birds, I guess. Who are we? It says. The Birds Aren't Real movement has been active since 1976. Once the preventative group cause, our initial goal was to stop the genocide of real birds. Unfortunately, this was unsuccessful, and the government has since replaced every living bird with robotic replicas. Even Mrs. Birdie? Now our movement's prerogative is to make everyone aware of this fact. A banned television advertisement from the movement of '87. There's videos. An ex-CIA agent confirming bird drone surveillance. Television interview with a movement representative. We are the voice brave enough to cry out. We are the storm thundering across the horizon. I mean, I'm like a conspiracy theorist, but do people really believe this? Like, I'm just asking. There's somebody out there that is so offended right now. They're like, Peter, this is like real, okay? Like, birds are not real. Like, they're all, okay. I'm confused. I wouldn't be so funny if they followed me. I'd be like, oh my God, they followed me. Anyway. All right, you guys. Well, listen, I think that I am going to get off here now on the heels of that. And I'm going to go over and do my Wendy's review and then go to my recovery commitment thing. I still have a half an hour to get there. So anyway, I love you guys. I hope you're having, oh my God, it's Friday. It's the beginning of the weekend. And thank God it's Friday. I love you guys so much. I hope you're having an amazing Friday, an amazing beginning to your weekend, an amazing Friday. And I love you. If nobody else has told you this today, I love you. I hope you're having an amazing Friday, like I said, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Love ya! And I had to do a daytime one more I love you for Karen and everybody else out there that loves that. And for those of you that don't, well, I love you anyway. And I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love ya!